So, as I said, this is the 99th Royal Naval Gun Run, a tradition started after the Boer War, when gunners from HMS Terrible and Powerful dragged their guns 200 miles to help in the relief of Ladysmith. Oh, all the nice girls love a sailor, don't they? And I feel a little bit like a kid in a sweet shop at the moment. But I doubt if I'd get a look in right now because the Navy have got other things on their mind. I mean, imagine competing in the World Cup final twice a day, every day, for 12 days, and you'll get some kind of a sense of the pressure on a field gun runner. This is fitness and aggression at its most extreme. It's very fast, very dangerous, and very exciting. These men are psyched to capacity, and they know that any mistake could not only cost them the competition, it could cost them a lot more. It's not so much a case of keeping your fingers crossed, it's more a question of keeping them attached to your hands. To the Navy, the field gun run is part of their history, and all over the world there are ships waiting to hear who's won, so we better not keep them hanging on. Let's get ready to trundle. This is the moment they've been waiting for, and as Hearts of Oak resounds around the arena, Portsmouth and Devonport once again take their guns, ready to push themselves to the limit. In fact, over the course of the tournament, each crew races 7 times against each of the other crews, and the winner is decided on overall timing. The record time of 2 minutes 40.6 seconds belongs to Portsmouth, the current champions. They've been a bit hampered by the weather in their training sessions, but more importantly, lost one of their star crew members, Derek French, when he took 900 pounds of gun barrel in the leg and had it badly broken. He's been replaced, but will the team be able to cope with the new addition? The weather's been just as cruel to Devonport, and they had to train on Sundays as well as the rest of the week. They've been the most consistent winners over the last 20 years and are eager to get their hands back on the silverware. Let's see. Over to the starter. And they're off on the first leg of the run this evening. Once down at the Warwick Road end, they wheel everything round and hurl it over the home walls. Men, guns, limbers. And in the centre, the sheer legs are set up with the 28-feet spars on top to help carry the first 2 men of each crew across the yawning gap of the chasm. It's 28 foot wide, and there they go, and they are followed by the 10-foot spars that you now see slotted securely into the ramps on what's known as the enemy side of the chasm. Up go the wires, and on the wires the travellers. On the travellers, the men with the wheels. Now, each wheel weighs 120 pounds. The gun carriages are close behind, and they weigh 350 pounds. Right, it would appear that Devonport is slightly in the lead now, and as the travellers go back, and next is the great weight of the gun barrels. These weigh in excess of 800 weights each. You wouldn't think so to look at it, though, would you? Then, once assembled, the whole lot are manhandled across the arena through small holes in the enemy walls. It's looking pretty much like they're neck and neck now, and what they have to do once they're through the enemy wall is get into position and fire 3 rounds. Okay, it's all now down to who can get the limbers through first, and they're wheeling the gun into position, preparing to fire. Let's see who gets there first. Oh, well, after that first leg, that was just so close. Okay, so that's the first stage over, and the crews take a well-earned breather while the officials make sure everything is shipshape. Oh, Nigel Ayling, Portsmouth's number 4, has taken what looks like a pretty nasty blow to the head. There's always a medic on hand to make sure he's okay. Ah, he's stapling his head together. Oh, that's got to hurt. But I should think he's probably too charged up to feel anything at the moment. I mean, he doesn't look too put out by that, does he? OK, well, there's no rest for the wicked, and it's on to the second stage now. And they burst into action. Everything now goes over the enemy walls. Already the first 2 men of each crew crossed the chasm on the traveller and sent it back to their mates who are bringing up the rear. The first of them with wheels, and then they're followed by the gun limbers. Everything is being closely watched by officials to make sure there are no penalties. Now, the first piece of gum to go across is the great weight of the gun barrels, 900 pounds apiece, remember. And it looks like Devonport are really moving ahead now. When the carriage arrives, the wheels are slipped onto the axles, the barrels lowered, and the gun taken away to a new firing position. Now, the last men to fly over are called the Flying Angels, and they bring the 10-foot spars with them, and when they're safely across, down slam the sheet legs, and Devonport are the first to fire. Part 2 over, and the strain is starting to show. These guys have done fantastically well. They've been under absolutely enormous pressure. They've got a lot of moral support there from their teammates. And I think the course is being checked over now, seeing if any penalties need awarding. Nige looks amazingly composed, considering he split his head open earlier. Time for the final push now. And they're off. They take their guns and limbers through the holes in the home walls. And when everything is through, they hook up the gun to the limber and pull its massive weight home. This is where the adrenaline really kicks in. Who's going to be first across the line? Look at them go, it's Portsmouth. Portsmouth were first, but who's going to be the overall winner? Not forgetting that penalties do get given in this event, and they could make a crucial difference to the team's overall time and really swing the balance.
The running times are these. Portsmouth, 2 minutes, 58.91 seconds. Devonport, 2 minutes, 56.3.
Well, I can tell you now, Devonport did lose for a second time today, poor old Casclay, and that was down to penalties. So congratulations to Portsmouth.